Hello everyone, welcome to the Royal Variety. It is I, Lunara. I am hosting a vlog from home tonight. Now, I had this idea. I'm going to call it a tea time vlog, where I vlog and I drink tea, and then when the tea is gone, the vlog is over. Now, Shade has told me that Graveyard Girl does something very similar to this, but I still don't watch Graveyard Girl, and I came up with the idea, so I'm going to do it. And believe me, I had a very hard time not drinking my tea ahead of time because I like tea. Oh, and this is my Legend of Zelda mug. Anyway, let us get started with the vlog. So I decided what I wanted to vlog about today was my experience in quarantine. Now, at first, it wasn't very quarantine-y per se because I had a full-time job. And I would go to work as per normal. Occasionally, I'd hit a drive-thru after work, when they weren't closed. But then I got furloughed early in the summer. I believe it was May when I was furloughed. And I was furloughed all the way until August. So that was basically 3 months of me being at home alone a good chunk of the time. Now, I do have a family, so it wasn't as if my household was without income. But I was the designated errand girl, housekeeper, and chef during that time because I had nothing else to do, so I had no other excuse not to do housework. One thing I took to a lot during my quarantine experience was cooking. I never learned how to cook from my mother. I love my mother. She is a loving, kind, caring woman, but she cannot cook. She comes from the overcook everything school of cooking, and she almost very rarely ever made vegetables any other way but steamed. So during quarantine, I learned one of my favorite things that I learned how to roast a chicken properly, a whole chicken. I even got a meat thermometer. Believe it or not, we did not have a meat thermometer in this house. So I first learned how to roast a chicken the regular way. Then I learned how to make a spatchcock chicken. And for all of you wondering, well, how did I learn all this? YouTube. My main cooking teachers are Emil Stonick from Bon Appetit and Babish from Binging with Babish. So I learned how to spatchcock a very good chicken, and I would like to say I am pretty darn good at making spatchcock chickens now. I also learned how to make my own chicken stock, which is really good. It is not so good that I would go out of my way to make a chicken just so I would have stock later. But if I'm going to cook the chicken anyway, I am definitely making stock because it's great. So another thing I learned how to make while I was in quarantine is I tried a whole bunch of little different small recipes. I think I made smash burgers at one point, which were really good, but if anything, I didn't make the burgers big enough. They ended up like the size of McDonald's patties, and that's not big enough. I also tried a few different ways of cooking vegetables. Mostly roasting them. I think I sauteed a couple. One of my favorite recipes for vegetables that I learned was roasted carrots. Now that I learned how to roast carrots, I make them with a little bit of olive oil, salt, pepper, a little bit of garlic powder. Nothing too crazy with the spices. Sometimes celery salt. But I do like the natural sweetness you get from the carrots when you roast them, because you don't seem to get that same slight sweetness from steaming or boiling or whatever else you do to carrots. I do intend to try seared vegetables eventually, but I have a job again now, so that's a little harder. Another thing I did on quarantine was clean a lot. And I would just tend to put on my favorite music, have my boombox blaring, and I would be cleaning all day. Some of the days this house was so clean it would amaze Martha Stewart. Okay, that's probably taking it too far because Martha Stewart's insane. But still, it was very, very clean. As it is not now. There's a specific reason I have this particular angle. So, sorry, back to quarantine. I did spend some time with my good friends Netflix and YouTube, because that's what we were all doing in quarantine. We're still all doing in quarantine. I've also been spending a whole lot of time with my Switch and my new PS4, but unfortunately I got my PS4 shortly before I got a new job, so not as much fun, but I still have fun. I still enjoy it. We're still in quarantine as we speak, or at least people are supposed to be self-quarantining. I don't know what I'd do if I lived alone right now. It would be probably driving me insane. But I've been doing my best to keep in touch with my friends. We have a great time playing PS4 and voice chatting. We've been playing a lot of The Forest. If you haven't seen that playlist, check that out, because that's a long playlist. Let's see. What else have I been doing in the quarantine? Other than cooking, cleaning. Oh yeah, errand girl. I've been the errand girl. I have also made a fantastic meatloaf. The meatloaf is about the one thing that I have learned from my mother's recipe. And it's a very good meatloaf. But I actually check it with a meat thermometer now instead of just throwing it in for an extra long time to make sure it's done. And that has led to some pretty good meatloaf. Sorry, the talking is making me thirsty. So, meatloaf. The way I make meatloaf is with hamburger, onions, crackers, and of course eggs. You gotta have the eggs in there. And then what my mother's always done, I don't know if anybody else does this, because I don't think I've seen another meatloaf made like this, but she coats the top in ketchup and then sprinkles a little bit of brown sugar on top of it. And I thought that was really, really gross when I was a little kid. I hated meatloaf when I was a child, but now that I'm an adult, I love it, and I could probably eat half a huge meatloaf in one sitting if I tried. But I'm not going to try to do that. So, let's see, more quarantine experiences. Shopping. Since I was the one person stuck at home, I was the errand girl. If anybody needed anything, I was out and about to do it. Which I didn't mind too much. When you're stuck in the house all day long, it was kind of a nice excuse to get out of the house. I used to go to Walmart for absolutely everything. But since I had the time to do it, I started going to IGA for our meat. Oh my gosh. The IGA meat is so much better. So much better. Like, I made spaghetti with IGA ground beef that was day old. This was not even the best stuff. It was day old. And it was tender compared to Walmart. I don't eat Walmart ground beef anymore. I also got some of my chickens at IGA. Some of them were from Aldi's. I think, gosh, how many chickens did I cook? I probably made chicken over the summer like 5 or 6 times, which I know sounds like a lot to be roasting a chicken. And it was a lot. Let's not kid ourselves. That's quite a bit of chicken. But I kept improving it every single time I made it, and I wanted to nail it. And I do believe by the end, well, let's put it this way. I would say I nailed it for a home cook. I'm no professional chef, but I have made some pretty delicious chickens. And I used the spatchcocking method, which, if you don't know what a spatchcocked chicken is, it's where you take some poultry shears and you remove the spine from the bird. And then you kind of open it, you set it on the pan, and then you press down like you're going to do CPR on the bird until the breastbone breaks. So the bird is lying flat, which makes the chicken cook faster and more evenly. And if you ask me, it is delicious. And then I also dried it in the fridge by the end, which you take some paper towels and you literally just dry the skin off as much as you can. And a tip I haven't tried yet that I learned from somebody online, because, you know, always take tips from people online. Disclaimer, that's BS. Is to add a little bit of baking soda into the salt that you use to rub the bird down with, which helps dry out the skin and make it crispier. And I have gotten crispy skin. I've gotten very delicious crispy skin, but I have not tried the baking soda yet. And I will probably post pictures on my Twitter or something of how that turns out. Gosh, I'm running out of stuff to talk about. I thought I would finish my tea faster than this. I spent a lot of time with Sonny over the quarantine. I walked him quite a bit because other than going to the store, that was about the only out I could go. Especially because it was free and I was furloughed, so I had very little money. Sonny very much enjoyed it. He got spoiled over the furlough because he got used to me being home all the time to play with him and cuddle with him. And I love him, I do. I just don't have as much time as I wish I could have to stay home and spoil his butt. While I was on furlough, Sonny got used to having a walk every single day after dinner, and now he still gives me upset looks if I don't go for a walk after dinner, which a lot of times I don't now because I have a job again and I'm tired. Especially because this particular job I have to get up early. My job before that, I did not get up early. I was doing the night shift. Oh, this is another thing I got back into during the furlough. I've always drank some tea, but during the quarantine, I drank an ungodly amount of tea, and I'm still drinking an ungodly amount of tea. Mostly hot. I haven't drank much iced tea lately. So I'm just trying to treat things as normal as the quarantine goes on. distance as much as I can. Me and Shade are doing our best to run the channel pretty much separately. I mean, of course, we talk and try to coordinate, but we can't really get together to do any videos right now, which blows. The only thing we can do together is video gaming remotely, which does not blow. That is nice. But it'll be great when we can start getting some more content out. I was worried about our channel turning a little too much into a video gaming channel when it's the Raw Variety. It's supposed to be a variety show, which is why I was getting particular about posting a Teatime vlog today, because we needed some non-gaming content. So I am almost out of tea. I want to thank you guys for tuning in, for watching the Royal Variety. Hopefully we can help entertain you during the quarantine. Check out our forest stream, because that's got quite a bit of fun in it. Quite a bit of funny times. We've also got Minecraft going, and we'll keep trying to send vlogs and other non-gaming content your way. And here's the last of my tea. Nope, I lied. It wasn't the last of my tea. There's a little more. But thank you for joining the Royal Variety. Check out our other content. If you have other ideas or questions for us, let us know. Goodbye, guys. Stay safe, take care of each other, and enjoy your tea. Bye!